Turns out the backing plate is not quite centered. There's no good angle for this camera. Looks like I've got an inch, like an inch and a quarter. Really hard to measure. Oh, so I measured it wrong. Supposed to have 20 millimeters, but that's subtracting the nut, so I need to measure that again. Also, stupid metric peoples. After remeasuring, it turned out I had exactly the right number of threads, so I went ahead and got things taped up and got the sealant out to install the through hole permanently. So as soon as I start working with paint, especially the two-part stuff, I get nervous about working time and it's starting to cure, especially with being hot in here. So I never remember, I'm always kind of stressed and hurrying, and I never get the camera out, so I almost always don't get me painting. But that's 2 coats of primer, and you can still see the fairing and the patches underneath it. I don't think the primer is intended, in this particular case, I don't think it's intended to cover well. Like when you get primer for home use and everything, you're trying to cover old patterns so the new color looks good. I think the primer is intended to form a good bond between the gel coat and or epoxy underneath and the paint that's going to go on top, so they're not worried about coverage. If that's wrong, then this is going to look like crap. Part of the deck that got all scratched up with 2 coats of primer there, and up here is the part where I had to patch the hole. You can, like I said, you can still see the bleeding through the primer, but that's where I patched the hole from the original windlass hole, or from the original chain locker hole, and cut the new holes for the windlass. So it's not going to match perfectly because I'm absolutely certain that you can't get a color to match 30-year-old faded gel coat white. But I'm not that worried about it. My goal is to make it protected and durable, and if everything goes well, there's going to be a lot of things I do to make it prettier next hole out season. The problem with life is that sometimes you just need to run to the store to get some batteries, but you end up stuck behind a train. There's a thermostat down on the bottom of the shop floor that says 85, and you can feel the temperature as you walk up the stairs to get into the boat. You can feel the temperature go up with each step. It's got to be 100, 110 degrees up here. So I'm drinking a ton of Gatorade and water to try to keep from getting sick or anything, and just taking it easy. That's why I did a lot of the hard work in the morning before it got hot, and now it's just wiring. It's not particularly strenuous. I think I'm used up for the day, but I'm calling this progress. It is not the prettiest wiring job that I've seen people do on a boat, but given the space and all the amount of stuff coming through here, I'm not too displeased.